Hey guys, welcome to this video where we're going to talk about building your army of sharers and using it to promote your content. Now, this is not the first time we talk about the army of sharers. If you have been through the skyscraper funnel, you will see that we talk about that. But we talk about that from an outreach perspective and from finding websites on the internet and outreaching them directly. Now, because this module is a lot more social, I'm gonna talk about that principle but on social media. So the principle is to find people who are already interested in your content. How do we know they're interested already? Well, we know that they have been sharing our content. So we're going to be looking for people who are sharing our content after all the other promotion items we've done. So you should definitely not start with this lesson. You should start with things like the Facebook groups or the Google groups or some skyscraper maybe. Basically just keep promoting your content, and once you've done a little bit of that, there should be a little bit of propagation of your content. People should be starting to share it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find the people that are sharing it. We're going to befriend them if we don't know them already, and then we're going to be adding them to our army of sharers. We're going to build a relationship to the point where we can just email them our new blog post personally and say, hey, would you mind giving this a share if you like it? So the first step of this process is to find the people that are sharing your content. Now you can do that across many social networks, including the ones you don't think you can really search. So Facebook, for example, actually Facebook search has gotten much better lately. So if you actually search, for example, healthambition.com, then it's doing a pretty good job at finding people who are sharing our content. Obviously this is Authority Hacker Pro, so this does not count, but like public posts, for example, Energy Equals Wellness LLC, they only have 540 likes, so they're not necessarily someone I want to be connecting with. It's just not worth it. I would be looking for someone with at least a few thousand shares if that's it. So Live to 110 has 8,200 likes. That's pretty good. And actually I can message them directly, and or I can just drop a comment on the post. I can be like, hey, and in that case the name would be Wendy. So I'm just gonna do that because I know her. Hey Wendy, thanks for the mention, glad you like content and check your site and love it too. I have a few suggestions. Where could I email them? Now the reason I'm offering suggestions is because what I'm doing is basically I'm using my knowledge of online marketing to help these site owners or these page owners to do better with their site. And with what you have in Authority Hacker Pro, you can do that too. You can give tips to people, and if you actually scroll down this lesson, I've put a full email I've sent to someone that got me a really, really good relationship, where I just teach them a little bit about opt-in pop-ups, and I teach them how to get double or triple the amount of emails that they got, and you actually have all this information in Authority Hacker Pro, so feel free to teach it to a few people to build that relationship. But first, I need to bring this to email. Social media is just a way to connect, so I always send very short messages on social, like, hey Wendy, thanks for the mention. Glad you like the content. I checked your site and I like it. I have a few suggestions. Where should I email them? People are going to reply with their email. I'm going to send them, I'm going to check their website, spend 15 minutes giving a lot of value. And then these people are going to be like, wow, thank you so much. I've actually implemented that and I've doubled my email list growth. And then once they have that, then I have that relationship. Once they have that, I can take my skyscraper funnel template and say, hey, I have this new content. Would you mind checking out what this is and tell me if you like it. If you like it, would you mind sharing it? And even if you like it, would you mind linking to it if they have a relevant piece of content? So really your skyscraper funnel kicks back here, but you can start it from social media. So the first way of finding people is literally to type your domain or to type the name of your site. And you can see I have a bunch of people that are sharing our stuff. They're not all big. I mean, 515 likes is not exactly big, but like we will find, I'm sure, some of these pages with quite a few likes. It's just a matter of keeping through. 6,200 likes, that's not too bad. This is just a doctor, so probably not. These guys have 15,000 likes and have been sharing our stuff. Quick tips for better health, not really many likes. Veggies are healthy, 31,000 likes, they have shared our stuff, it's even a screenshot of our site. All these people I can build relationships with very easily, and it's like your response rate is gonna be so much higher because, well, they are sharing your stuff already. They already like what you're doing. So it's really, really, really easy. And you can see like, yeah, it's like there's some big pages and they're very easy to find. So Facebook that, obviously don't just type your domain, just also type maybe the site name. So I'll probably do that, for example. And you can put quotes if you want to make sure if you have a 2-word brand or something like that. And see we find different results here. So like Noodle Wave, which we didn't have, has 3,000 likes. Um, Mike and Mandy, I'm not sure who they are, they have 5,000 likes. Health food shopping online, well, they don't have many likes. That happens. Anne Marie Skincare, 242,000 likes. These people are showing our stuff, and you can see it got a lot of action. What if we got them to share our content regularly? Look at the amount of social shares we can get here. Wow, this one got 204 likes and share our content. They have 37,000 likes. Juicing Vegetables shared our graphic and got 1.9 thousand likes, 1.2 thousand shares. Well, what if I made friends with these people? Well, I can just drop a comment. Obviously, it's a little bit harder when there's a lot of comments, but what I would do is I would probably send them a message in that case. I would click through and I would find a message thing on their page, and I would send them a message here, hey, thanks for sharing our content. And in that case, they didn't reply to us, but you can see I'm doing this stuff. And that's it, and build these relationships with people that love your stuff. Super simple. So Facebook, pretty simple. You can also do that on Pinterest. And on Pinterest, what you do is you go on Pinterest and you do /source/ and your domain. So I have houseambitionhere.com. And you can see all the pins coming from your domain. And you can see that there are people pinning stuff. Now, you don't want to outreach to everyone. You want to outreach to the people that actually got some traction. So you want at least a few repins, and you want at least, a few likes and stuff. So I'm just going to keep scrolling until I find one. It could take some time. A lot of people on Pinterest are nobodies, and it's not worth it. So I'm still scrolling. Let's just find one, hopefully. I'm doing this video live. I actually don't prepare like the exact result I'm gonna show you guys. It's always live, it's always real. But because we get so many repins, it's quite difficult sometimes to get some of them that have a lot of traction. Let's see. So I've been scrolling a little bit, and this one has a really little bit of traction, but it should be okay. So you can see that there's 3 repins here, so maybe if she was pinning my stuff regularly, I could get a few more repins. And so my thank you message would actually be dropped in the comments as well, and I would make sure I can add her. So I'm not sure what her name is, but I would first follow her, then drop my message, take it to email, and basically follow back up from there. So it's really quite easy on Pinterest to do that as well, and to find people who pin your stuff. So if you follow the group board lesson and then you find people who pin your stuff, you can definitely build good relationships that way. Another way to do that is to go on Twitter, and you can literally just search for your domain here. So I'd be like healthambition.com, and Twitter does a pretty good job at checking out the redirects and finding your site. So you can see it's like buffer and it's like Hootsuite and stuff, but you know, it still finds it. So for example, Parallel Yoga has been tweeting us, and it has 1 retweet, 2 likes, and I can just scroll down and see who I want to build a relationship with, and just tweet at them and say thank you for the mention, I have some recommendations, do you guys have an email? And you can, yeah, you would just scroll through and find some of these with retweets. Hopefully there's not a lot right now, but you would find some. It's really about finding the gems in the dust. So yeah. So for example, Heads Up Health got 2 retweets and 2 likes. Maybe if they have quite a bit of following, quite a bit of following, I could build a relationship. 2,000 followers, probably not worth it on Twitter. If I wanted to investigate, I would just click through and find their other social profiles. Maybe they have a lot of Facebook fans, for example, even though they don't have a lot of action. For example, Run on Organic, 9,900 fans, and they should get some reshares and some stars. So definitely, like, I could go and give some value there and get my content reshared regularly and so on. So you could really just scroll through and find the ones that actually get traction and build a relationship with them, get them to share again, and then just keep increasing that army of sharers and add them to your little database, whether you use BuzzStream or you just have a spreadsheet, and take it from there. Now on Google Plus, you can actually do the same thing as well. You can just go and just type your domain. So I'm just gonna type healthambition.com, see if anyone shared our stuff. Obviously we share our stuff a lot. And on Google Plus, yeah, it's definitely like not nearly as big, despite the fact that communities actually do work, but like Superfood Profile has been sharing our stuff, for example. So I could build a relationship with them, or I could scroll down and just find more people that may have shared our stuff. So like Dennis Jones, she seems to have been sharing our stuff and she has a bit of action, so I could build a relationship with her. She didn't get action, so I would not want to take time to do that. But basically, yeah, just do that. Then once you have this army of terror, it's so easy. You can just, if you use BuzzStream or if you use the SWA, you can email all these people in 5 minutes. You can email, I don't know, 20, 30, 50 people, and half of them are going to reshare your content, and you're going to get in front of thousands of people doing that. So it's really quite worth it to just go through your social channels and find people who are sharing your stuff. It doesn't mean you always have a lot of them, but it's okay. Your goal is not to have a lot of these people. Your goal is to have people that can get you some reach. So that's basically it. You can see that this one, well, this one was ours. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you monitor your social channels, build these relationships, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.